Baby, I got checked today. You won't believe I got checked today. I'm at work and I was talking to this black boy a couple weeks ago. He said he got 5 kids. I thought nothing of it. Today I asked him, I said, you see your 5 kids over the weekend? He said, my kids live with me. Down, motherfucker. Shut me right up. I couldn't do nothing but dap with my. I said, okay, black kid. Talk that shit. Check the fuck out of me. So, if you paid attention to the date on that video, it says March 4th, 2024. Today is March 4th, 2025, and I am speaking to you from a different job. That job that I was speaking to you from was McDonald's. I was going through a lot at that time. I just want to say that I am going a little bit off course of the trajectory of my videos, but I want to do something a little bit different because this is my channel and I do what I want to do, and the people who really appreciate it and the people who ain't, they won't, and it's really not for you. It's really for if I could touch one person, I know that's so cliche, but if I could touch one person, I would want to, you know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people go through things often. I know a lot of people go through things every day in their everyday life. I'm not saying from what I did last year was so much of a jump than where I am this year. I mean, it kind of is, but then again, it's kind of not. But to me, I did work hard to get where I am. You see, I'm in a total different atmosphere. I am at work at the moment, and when I was working at McDonald's, I'm not going to say I think I was miserable. It was like I had a lot going on. I was depressed. I'm not going to say I'm not depressed right now, because you never know how you are really feeling until you're out of that feeling, if that makes sense. Well, for me, that's for me. I'm not sure about you, but that's for me. I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm not going to hold you. I'm feeling a little bit better than March 4th, 2024. Around that time, I had just left Texas, because while I was in Texas, I feel like I was getting done a certain type of way. I was getting dragged. There was a lot of ways I was getting dragged, pulled, and thrown around. I was trying my hardest to find a job in Texas a couple months before then, and so I could be able to stay. You know what I mean? So I could be able to say, like, I made it out of Texas. I went the hardest I could, and I did what I needed to do for me to be able to essentially be the best that I could be. And I wanted my dreams to come into fruition. Maybe that wasn't meant for me. So at that moment right there, March 4th, I think I knew by then that Texas wasn't meant for me. Texas was such a hard thing to get through, but I'm not going to keep talking about Texas this whole motherfucking video, because it's just not about Texas. It's about DaunWaun in the end. March 4th, I'm basically using this moment as my diary. When I was working at McDonald's around that time, I was supposed to be like a supervisor. I applied for a supervisor position. I was getting paid $15 an hour. And that might not seem like a lot to you, but coming from Texas, I was getting paid like 11, 12, which is crazy. And which is not that crazy, because when my check started to come back, when my check started to roll back, I started to realize that getting paid 15 here, and they take a whole bunch of taxes out your check, is the same as getting paid in Texas 11, 12, and they don't take as much taxes out. So it wasn't really much of a difference. That's why I had to be like, I need to hurry up and get up out of here. But I never really, every time I work at McDonald's, because that's not the first time, that wasn't the second time, that damn sure wasn't the third. It was multiple times where I worked at McDonald's. I want to say I probably worked at 10 McDonald's, to be honest. To be quite honest, that one wasn't bad. I did the same thing every day. What I did was, I used to come in. They used to put me on the bread section, or what is that called? The toaster. So I used to toast muffins, bagels,
What else? What else was there? Biscuits. I used to put those in the microwave. Or no, I used to put biscuits in the put them in the microwave, then put them in the oven. I used to sometimes put the apple pies, and the rest of the pies, whatever pie, specialty pie we had around that time, in the oven. I used to butter the muffins and then butter the bagels. So I used to do that from like 7 to 11 or 10:30. I think that's what time breakfast ended at McDonald's. And then I would come off of that and go right to the fryer, and I used to fry the chicken nuggets, fry the McChickens, fry the crispy chicken, and fry the fish or fillet. And I'm not saying it was horrible, because it was a paying job. But every day that I came, I'm looking up at the cameras because I'm at work, like I said. Every day I would come into that job, I would just be so. I would take my whole, like, every emotion that I had, I would bury it into my room. I would keep it right in my bed. I would leave it at my house. I didn't want to feel anything while I was at McDonald's. I didn't want to feel any emotion. And I know a lot of people are thinking, like, if you had to do all that for a job, the job's not worth it. That's the truth. You're not lying. The job is not worth it. But a lot of people don't have that many resources and a lot of things to be able to do to push forward. Around that time, I didn't give you a backstory. Like I said, I had just came from Texas. I had moved in with my aunt. Me and my aunt ended up moving from her house within a month, I think. So I moved in with my aunt, and then we had ended up moving from her house. My aunt ended up staying with her friend, and my aunt told me to come stay with her friend, but I told my aunt I can't stay with nobody's friend. Like, at that moment, at that point in time, I'm so, like, I don't know. I guess independent, and I just cannot keep depending on other people to do things for me. I have to do things on my own. I have to make it happen on my own. I'm so, like, I guess a man. That's basically, like, I'm not going to say a man. I'm not going to ever say a man's too good to ask for help, but asking for help is not my strong point. I will not. Like, I ended up leaving my aunt's house. I took a shower at my aunt's house, or at my aunt's friend's house a couple times, and I ended up staying with my friends for probably like 2 days. And while I was staying with my friends, something had to transpire to the point where it was like, oh, I can't stay over. Like, I cannot stay the night over anybody's house anymore. Like, it's over with. That's dead. It's did it. It's this is the last day I'm doing it. When I tell you I got a check from Texas, because my Texas check didn't come. I worked a few times at Texas. I'm thinking my check's going to come in my direct deposit or something. The Texas check didn't come in my direct deposit, so I was basically like asked out, babes. So I had to wait for a Texas check to come. I had to, like, badger my manager to send it up to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I had her send it to my friend's house. That's another reason why I was sending it to my friend's house, because I needed my check to come. And my check ended up coming. I deposited that check so fast. But at that time, when I deposited that check, I want to say it was like a Monday. I ended up storing McDonald's that same Monday. So I'm like, okay, well, if I deposit this check, I'll have probably $900 in my bank account. Probably, let's say I had $900 in my bank account. I said, I'm not staying over at their house no more, baby. I'm getting an Airbnb. You hear me? I'm getting an Airbnb. And the Airbnb was probably like $450 a week. Y'all see, like this is you have, sometimes I went out on a limb, and I did not know how I was going to do it. I did not know how I was. I ended up getting an Airbnb. More than likely, it was the one in Stanton Heights, and that was a fight in itself to get back and forth to work. But I said I had to do what I have to do, because I'm not about to keep putting myself in a line of fire within people being able to tell me what to do in their house. I'm not saying nobody was though. Nobody. I'm not, because I didn't have many issues. Anybody I stayed the night at their house with, I was treated well. But as a man, I'm not gonna say it does something to you. Kinda, just a little bit, but it's just not something that I would want to do. Something happened though. Something had to happen. I just don't know what it is. I really don't remember. But it couldn't have been that memorable for me to not remember. But something was like, yeah, I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? Something was like, yeah, I'm not about to keep staying over in nobody's house, baby. This is something for me to. It's time for me to make something happen. And I made it happen. I got me an Airbnb, and I was staying in that Airbnb for about probably 2-3 months. Like I said, I got that job at McDonald's that you just see me at, and I was working towards something. I was working towards saving my money up and keeping my money, and becoming something totally different. Because I didn't even know if I wanted to stay in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania or not. I did not know, there were a lot of things up in the air for me at that moment. Part of the reason why I did come back to Pittsburgh was to bring my little brother back from Texas. But it was like, I don't know if I want to go back to Texas and put myself in the line of fire. Because like I said, it was hard for me to find a job in Texas. They were dragging me every which way. And they were treating me so fucked up. There was so much mistreatment. And there was so much, there were so many people getting paid a low rate because of issues I do not prefer to speak on at the moment. But at that moment, March 4th, 2024, it was a journey. I took a step out on a limb. That McDonald's right there was a stepping stone for me. I was working at that McDonald's for probably about a month, if that. And at that point, when I was working there, things started to happen. Like, I started to notice there were 15 people on the shift. Too many people, basically. Too many people. Too many people on the shift, so they had to start sending people home. You can't send me home, and I need this money for Airbnb. So, they were... McDonald's, my boss, like my general manager, they had to find people to send home. And since I was probably getting paid, I wouldn't say the most, but I was getting paid more than the crew members, pointed at me. Yeah, what you want to do? Go ahead and go home. Yeah, you got your 4 hours. 4 hours ain't doing shit up. 4 hours for 5 days ain't doing nothing for my motherfucking check. Especially when I have an Airbnb to pay for. And not only the Airbnb, I had to pay for my storage unit. I had to pay for my phone bill. I had to pay a few other things. I just don't remember what it was, but I was fighting. Like, I was in a dog fight. So it was like, well, I'm getting 20 hours. It happened like this, just in a snap of the finger. And when I realized that's what's going on, I had to find me another job. Right then and there, I had to find me another job, babes. I ended up applying somewhere else. Guess where else I applied? Wendy's. Because these are jobs that will hire you quick and put you on the team quick without you have to go through 17 interviews and do all this crazy shit. And you have to jump through hoops just to get a motherfucking check. It's too much for me to do that right now. I have to get this paper right now. I need this paper in my hand right now. Fast money. Without doing anything illegal for it. Shout out to me, because I just want to say, like, I'm a bad motherfucker. I tried to sway away from doing anything illegal for my paper. I tried to do everything by I tried to do everything legit. You know what I'm saying? I tried. You know what I'm saying? I did too, and I did my thing. Like, you know, it takes a lot out of people. It takes a lot out of a lot of people. I know it's hard. That's why I'm telling y'all this story, because I know it's hard out there. I know people go through stuff. I know there are a lot of obstacles that could put you in a depression, or that could put you, because I know I've been through it. This ain't even half of the story. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just telling you this because look at me now. You know what I'm saying? I have two jobs that I could appreciate. I'm not gonna say that they're their best jobs, but two jobs that I do appreciate. I work at a hotel and I work at a security job. And I'm getting to this paper. One wrong move, I could still end up like how the fuck I was last year, but I'm doing what the fuck I need to do, and I'm going hard, and I'm pushing forward. I'm trying to push forward towards my goals and my dreams. And like I'm trying to tell y'all, if you want it, you can have it. Don't ever give up on yourself. Don't ever let up. Don't ever put in the universe that you can't do something. It's all right to say it's hard. It's all right to admit that it's hard what you're doing. It's all right to say, well, damn, I'm depressed. It's all right to say, damn, I'm getting my ass whooped by life right now. It's all right to say that. But saying you can put something into the air that you don't want. You don't want that. You want to be able to do it. You want to be able to show out, and you can. You can do it. You can do it. I promise you can. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, but you can do it. If you put your mind to something, you can do it. Hold on, I had something else to say. You don't have to do it like me. You can probably do it better than me, because I was going for jobs that easily, like, I'm not going to say easily money makers, but they're not really, top tier. Not even top tier. It's just like they're not jobs that show your full potential. That's what I was going for, just because I wanted the fast money. You could do something totally different with your life. The circumstances don't have to be your circumstances forever. All you have to do is believe in you. And I just want to thank y'all for watching my video. If you made it this far, thank you. Comment something. Say hey or something. Please like, subscribe, and I appreciate you. If you made it this if you made it this far, keep following your dreams. Keep going hard for what you believe in. Every day you got life, you got more time to do what you want to do. Every day that you wake up, you have the opportunities. No matter what other people say, no matter what's going on in the world, you have the opportunity. And I know a nigga gotta eat, so a nigga gotta take some. I don't blame y'all for doing what y'all gotta do. I'm not the one to judge you. I'm not the one to say, don't do this, don't do that. That's your business. I'm not going to judge you for doing what you believe in. I'm not going to ever judge anybody for following their heart or for trying to make a better situation for them or their family unless it's taken from other people. I'm not going to ever say that. I'm not ever. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to me. And just realize I'm the baddest motherfucker that ever lived. Period. It's DaunWaun's world.